in the beginning. I just hit the connect button quite a bit, just trying to build up some, so I got 3,000 connections right off the bat. But did you know that if enough people say they don't know you, LinkedIn will stop you from doing that? You'll get your hand slapped. Oh yeah, I got on the naughty list. And then you got to sign this agreement, you got to click a button and say, I won't do that anymore. I did it again. So my boss pressured me. And then they said, all right, you can't connect with anyone ever again. Lifetime ban. From being able, unless I had an email, I couldn't connect. So that was 7 years ago. It wasn't until a year and a half ago, I wrote to LinkedIn and said, hey, I'm a changed man. Like, I've gone through some stuff, I'm different now, and they let me back in. So I'm about at almost 25,000 followers now. And I did all of that after 3,000 just without being able to connect with anyone. So I really had to learn how to leverage this tool differently. What happened for me was this, is that one day I decided I wanted to use it different. Because I'm all about vulnerability. I've heard the word authentic used a lot. I really want to talk about what the hell does authentic mean. Because for me, what it meant was starting to articulate what I stand for, value, and believe in. And then how did I deliver results in my career because of those things? So I changed my summary, because what I noticed on LinkedIn that time, about that long ago, was people were either always on there looking for what's in it for me, trying to recruit, trying to find clients, or someone was posting an inspirational quote, a picture of a flowing river, something like that. I decided to write my own quotes, talk about my own philosophies, my own values, my own beliefs, and I changed my summary. I remember I changed the beginning of my summary to, I believe in comeback stories. Because at that time I was going through some rough stuff, some really rough stuff, and that started to resonate with people. As soon as I started getting real, people started reaching out to me. And then I became a leader of choice. I didn't have a problem recruiting people anymore for the companies I worked for. I spent 15 years in corporate retail. Cole Haan, Under Armour, Carter's. I had a stint with the San Antonio Spurs in the very beginning. All kinds of different experience. But one thing I'm grateful for with LinkedIn is that I've never played the resume game. I've never been submitting resumes. I've never gone job hunting. I've been blessed where LinkedIn, thanks to that platform, I've always been recruited. I had recruiters that would reach out to me weekly so that when it was time for a job change, I had options. I was so lucky because I've seen the horror stories that people have gone through trying to get a job, trying to submit resumes, trying to get in front of decision makers. LinkedIn helped me have that platform where I could be discoverable. Now, as an entrepreneur, 3 years ago, something happened to me. It was actually 4 years ago when my son was born. The birth almost killed my wife. It was an intense experience. But luckily, he made it, she made it. But what happened was she was out of work for a couple years. My son, amazing, I love this kid, his name's Fox. And the kid lights me up. And I remember when I first met him, he was wheeled into the room by himself. My wife was still being operated on. She was in a lot of trouble. And I saw this kid. And I told myself, I was like, you know what, I want to show him it's never too late in life to go after your passion. To pursue something of your own, build something. So I made a commitment to him that I was going to go after my passion, that's serving others. I was done drinking the Kool-Aid in retail. That corporate life, I literally sold my soul to that life for 15 years. I missed birthday parties, funerals, special events, anniversaries. I skipped out on doctor's appointments and stuff for mandatory conference calls. All of these things, I was just done. So I started pursuing something different in life. I started going to coaching school. So today I'm a professional, certified, life coach, leadership coach. I work with people all over the world, but I had to go through a process of that, getting into entrepreneurship. And LinkedIn was an amazing platform. LinkedIn was there for the whole journey. I shared the whole thing, what that transition looked like. So it was pretty amazing experience because my son's born. A month after that, my dad passes away instantly of a heart attack, my best friend. And again, it was a wake-up call because I'm traveling 25 nights a month for my career, working 70, 80 hours a week for what used to be something that was so important to me. And then all of a sudden, it's like, what the hell is the point of all this? And then my health took a turn. I got real sick. Over 2.5 years ago, burned out. You want to talk about a crazy life I was living. the age of 25 to 30, I was drinking 15 cans of sugar-free Red Bull a day. That's insane. So, you know, I was bulletproof for a while there. And then, I mean, seriously, I was like, I'm going to deadlift my Jeep. Let's do this. After a while, though, it ran me into the ground because it was stress. I was getting a job that I used to be so talented at, gifted at. I was also diagnosed with Addison's disease. My body stopped making adrenaline. Instead of going into fight or flight or getting amped up, like I just pass out, go into shock, I could die. So I learned to mellow out. Then I got diagnosed with a traumatic brain injury. They said I had too many hits in the head from playing football and as a competitive fighter. All this stuff happening just shut me down. I had no more energy. I mean, brushing my teeth felt like a victory. So I had to go on disability. And then I decided maybe it's time now to build this business. So I did. Went on disability, lost all my money, had a brand new house built in Lakeway, had an infant son, and I'm like, what am I going to do? LinkedIn was amazing because I had to learn how to build my business with no money in my pocket. I could work 20 hours a month maximum. That's what my energy allowed. So today I've built over 70% of my business comes from LinkedIn with just a basic package. I don't pay for it. I love it. I'm incredibly grateful to it. I'd consider paying for it now, actually, but I mean, just that basic package. And all I'm doing, the authentic pieces, you know, 90% of what I post, I'm not asking for a damn thing. I'm just giving stuff away. I'm trying to share. I'm trying to contribute. I'm sharing my stories and what's going on. And then 10% I might have a call to action in there. But it's been an incredible blessing because now I've got exposure to an international client base. So now I teach this to people all over the place. So I look forward to sharing more of this with individuals too. So look, if you want a big tip on LinkedIn, your headline and your summary. I'm grassroots on this stuff. I'm not about the algorithms, I'm not about the hacks, the ninja tricks, all that stuff, the engagement pods, all these things. Look, if I see one more post that starts with, I didn't get the job, space, and then a whole story, I'm gonna lose my mind. You know? So I'm about keeping it real on there. What you stand for, value, and believe in. Your headline and your summary are the two most important things, in my opinion, of your profile. Your headline and your summary. It's got to speak to who you are, what you stand for, value, and believe in. If you want to figure out what that is, instead of writing for SEO, write for values. And then pepper in some SEO stuff where appropriate, but don't let it take away from who you are. And you want a good way of doing that? Reach out to a few friends. Tell them to take 3 minutes and write down every word or phrase they can think of that best speak to what you stand for, value, and believe in. That's your SEO. And you do it too. And you start piecing together what your summary is going to look like, and then you talk about how you delivered results in your career. So the only plug I'll do on this, and I promise I'll get off the stage, but I do teach this. I travel, I speak for entrepreneurs on this. I have a webinar series that I do on it. So February 13th, if anyone's interested, I'm teaching a webinar series, just 3 weeks, just focusing on just the headline and summary piece of the profile.
How do we contact you?
You can contact me through LinkedIn if you want. It's my last name is spelled Gagnon, G-A-G-N-O-N,
The way I pronounce it.
the way she pronounced it. I'm from Maine, so there's not many Gagnons here in Texas.
Matt.
So Matt Gagnon, G-A-G-N-O-N.
So he's going to offer you guys some huge value. He's just saying he built his business doing this. So he's going to teach you how to do it.
I'm telling you, it's a beautiful platform because 3 years ago I had my first client on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And that kid paid me $5 for 30 minutes of my time, and I was pumped. I was more excited about that $5 than the six-figure salary I was making at the time.
Yeah.
Little did I know 3 years later someone would pay me 10 grand for an hour of my time.
See, this
It's a
is
game changer.
Thank you. You're.
Thank you.
I wish